Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today I want to talk about how quickly does the 3D actually change? Well, instantly. Think about it like when you're writing something on a piece of paper, in pencil, and you decide, you're writing, let's say, a letter to somebody, and you're writing some words, and you're like, no, okay, I don't think I'm going to talk about that, and then you erase it. Well, it's gone now, right? And then you write something different. Well, now it's, the letter is taking on like a whole new story. It's the same thing. Or like if you're writing a book, if you're a writer and, you decide like, you're writing some things or even typing it out and then you rip up that piece of paper, and that's how your 3D is. It's like whenever you're affirming something, the I am, like, I am happy, it's like you're writing that out. So now, as long as you don't erase it, meaning you don't start flip-flopping your thoughts like, oh, but, I have a sore foot, or, oh, I have all these bills, or, oh, I don't have a relationship. Well, no, because that's not I am happy, is it? That is I am unhappy. I'm miserable, I'm stressed, whatever. So think of it like your affirmations, or like, you're stating who you are as writing it down, or how your life is as writing it down. So as long as you keep it on that paper, or in alignment of that thinking, you're going to get in that flow of momentum, like Abraham Hicks talks about. Ride that wave, then you're going to start seeing evidence of it in your 3D. But if you keep erasing that message that you're writing down, then you're going to be shifting into whatever the other thoughts come after that. You know what I mean? So like if you sit there and say, I am happy, think of it, I am happy. And then, but I really hate my house. You're erasing it. You know what I mean? So now it's, I hate my house. So now that's your story, and that's going to continue until you change your thinking. So it is instant. That's why you see things in your 3D changing so rapidly. Like I've seen so many things, and I'm like, what the hell's happening? Like, this I've never seen this before, but it's because my thoughts are somewhere else. But instead of questioning it, it's like, no, I should just like, and you as well, sit there and say to yourself, okay, well, there we go. Things are changing. Great. I'm in alignment with that. So it is instant. Manifestation is instant. But the reason why you don't always see it in your 3D right away is because your thoughts could be flip-flopping, Sometimes too, like even though it's instant, right? Like I used to say, it takes some time for the 3D to catch up. What I mean by that is manifestation is instant, meaning that you're in that alignment now. That is instant. You're in that alignment. It's not changing. But because it, you could be flip-flopping, that's why sometimes it doesn't show up in the 3D right away, But it doesn't mean that you have to like affirm for 3 weeks straight, or you have to, I don't know, visualize or script or whatever, like you're stressed out about everything, and you're trying to change it, because you're not trying to change anything. It's more of just staying in alignment. That's why, like we'll do scripting or visualizing or affirmations, because it's keeping us in that flow of momentum, keeping us in that alignment, so that we will start seeing it in our 3D reality. Now, a lot of people might be saying, that they have been in that alignment and things still, there still hasn't been movement. However, you might not realize there could be some subconscious disbelief that this is actually going to happen for you. That's why you're not seeing it. Trust me, I've tested this on so many things, and it's like, okay, I get it now. I know it, because I thought the same thing. Like, okay, no, I'm in alignment to this. Like, okay, I'll give a silly example, like winning the lottery, you know, like I buy some scratch tickets. So when I get the scratch tickets, now, okay, have you ever gone to the store and it's like you just felt compelled to buy a scratch ticket, you know? But for me, instead of just buying the one, I'll buy a bunch of different ones. So it's kind of like right there already, I'm saying that, okay, I'm not a winner because I need to get so many of them and hoping that one of them is the winner. You know what I mean? But okay, let's say I only bought the one and I'm coming back and I'm hoping, oh, okay, you know, like, let's see, I really hope that this is a winner. Well, it might not be a winner because I'm in that feeling of I'm hoping, even though I might not be saying it, or I might think I'm not thinking it, but I probably am, you know, because if I was just like, I don't even have to check because I know that it's a winner, and I leave it there and I wait, and then a few days later it's like, oh yeah, you know, let me scratch my ticket. Then that's usually when you'll see things show up because you really are in that confident thinking of that, yeah, I'm already a winner. You know, I hope that makes sense. But, you know, like a lot of times myself, and I know that a lot of you are probably going through the same thing, I think that I'm in that perfect alignment when I'm not. And how do I know I'm not? Because my 3D is showing me that I'm not. You know, my 3D is showing me things that I don't want to see. I want to see the opposite of that. So I'll look at it as, okay, so now I see that I'm really somehow doubting it deep down. But it doesn't mean that won't change. It's just sometimes things can take a little longer because if you have that resistance to it, you know, or you really can't believe it, you know, but eventually your mind will rewire and you will start believing and trusting. And then you might even see just little glimpses of evidence of it. Or you might see your manifestation right away. So yeah, the 3D, it might not show up right away, but manifestation is instant and the 3D does shift right away. But like I mentioned in another video, like if I'm saying, you know, I have $1 million, like right now, if I said I have $1 million, okay, I am a millionaire right now. But like, you know, a few seconds, because I'm giving time, right, goes by, but it's like I didn't see money drop on my head, but that's not how it's going to work. But if I stay in that alignment, like Robert Millikan did, he stayed in his room. It was like 16 hours, I believe. And he was just affirming this affirmation over and over and over, without eating, without drinking, without any distractions. That means that he stayed in that, you know? It's like, have you ever visualized sometimes and like you get so into it that it really does feel real, you know? And it's like you almost kind of forgot where you are, you know, until you come out of it, especially if you do like guided meditations. That's kind of like what happened with him. And it doesn't mean you have to go and sit there for 16 hours. You can try it, you know. I've heard of other people trying it and it worked for them. That's not me, you know. I just allow things to flow into my life. But some things I do manifest consciously. Well, a lot of things I should say, actually, because, you know, that's how my life is right now, is that I've learned that I'm in control of it and I'm manifesting it all. But the things that have not shown up that I really want, I know it's because I have resistance. I know it's because I give the 3D control, you know? It's like they say, like, nobody or no circumstance in your 3D should have any free will, I guess you can say. Because it is all you, right? Just like my world is all me. And so if I'm sitting there and giving free will to everyone and everything, well then I'm not trusting in my I am. right? Like, I'm really not trusting myself. I'm not. So that's how I know that, okay, there are some things where I've gotten better. Just because I'm teaching manifestation doesn't mean that I am perfect. However, I have shifted so many things in my life that I'm just so grateful for and happy that I was able to do this, because I know how, and you know how too, because you're manifesting anyway. Just sitting there doing nothing, you're manifesting. If you go deep within and think of your thoughts of, okay, where am I right now in my thinking? How do I feel about this relationship? How do I feel about that person? Or how do I think they feel about me? And just question yourself, you're gonna realize that you are manifesting it. Even though, a lot of times, like myself included, like we don't want to take responsibility for, like, oh my God, like this is going shitty in my life. It really? Is it me? Yeah, unfortunately. But it doesn't mean that it has to stay that way. A lot of us, like I used to think, like God made out a plan and this is how it's going to be and you can't change it. You just have to kind of accept life as it is, but that's not true. You can actually change it because you're already it. You're all of it. You're all of these negative things. You're all of these positive things. It's what do you choose? Which state do you choose to be in? Like, why wouldn't it be so easy? Like, why can't it be, I should say, so easy for all of us to just choose our life, to be happy, to be rich, to be healthy? But I guess it would be kind of boring. Now, I know, like, people who have none of this are probably saying, yeah, okay, BS, it's not going to be boring. I would be happy. I could travel. I'd be in love. And I get it. But maybe if things were so perfect, then there wouldn't be that balance because, like, well, then we may as well just all be our spiritual selves, We came here as humans to feel what it's like to be a human, feel the pain, feel the sadness, feel the love, and remember our power and who we are. It's like a game. So if you really sit there and think about things and it's like, okay, yeah, I can have all this, and it's almost like it's fun to get there. It's like, if somebody is starting out a business and it's like so small and then like blood, sweat and tears, as they say, through it, and then they grow and they become this big success, and then they look back and say, wow, like I started in a little room in my home and now I have this huge company, this, brick and mortar building, and I did that and I'm so proud of it. And it's like such a good feeling when you feel like you came from nothing, So I feel like that's the reason why we don't have everything right away. It's because it's like, it's just, we want to feel, that excitement of getting there. Now, we might be thinking to ourselves, I say we because, I want to include myself in, what some of you may be thinking too, because like I said, like I'm not perfect, I'm still human. But like we might be thinking to ourselves, okay, well, how come like people like the Kardashians had everything right away? But that's what we're creating, Ugh, I just hit my hair. That's what we're creating. So like I'm creating, these people in Hollywood or whatever to be successful or to be so perfectly beautiful and, all of these things. So that's why they're like that. I am in, okay, I shouldn't say creating because creation is finished. I mean, I'm choosing that state, but I'm pretty sure there's states where they have nothing as well, just like there's states where I'm as rich as they are. So that's why you see some people, when you think to yourself, okay, well, how come they have it all and they've always had it all and I'm struggling, and if I'm already all that is, that's why. It's because that's what you're choosing. Like you may have had times where you said to yourself, oh my God, how did I, like, let's say if it's like a car accident, how did I get out of that? I should have died. You probably did. And I don't mean that you're a walking ghost, but that is what choosing a state is. Like we're kind of killing off the old version of ourselves. But it doesn't mean that they're still not there. You know, it's not like, okay, it's gone, erased, and now we can't go back there. We can. As long as, you know, we want to choose that again, we can choose that. But what I mean is, it's like you died off of that version and now you're a different version and you've stayed on that alignment. And so maybe in that state, your physical body to all of your loved ones really did die. You know what I mean? Because I've had many moments where I'm like, I really don't know how I survived that. Well, maybe I didn't because I chose a different state, you know? So I know it sounds crazy, but I hope I'm making sense. But it's like I chose to kill off that, like I'll give you an example. I had years ago, I ended up in the hospital and I had E. coli in my blood. And it was really serious. Like the doctor even said, I'm lucky I came in time because it could have went to my brain. And I remember when I asked him, am I going to die? And he just kind of had a little smile. And it's like he was holding back tears. I could see his eyes were watery. He didn't want to tell me, you know, that you could die. He didn't want to scare me, but he just said, we're going to do our best. And, you know, they were trying different medications and stuff. And then I had a midline catheter. And anyways, somehow, some way back then, I chose that, okay, this is not going to be me. I'm not going to stay in this to the point where I'm just going to continue to be sick and, you know, be in that state. It's like, no, I'm going to heal. They're helping me heal because in my mind, whatever medicine they were giving me is working. And so I killed off that version, right? It's gone. I chose the state where I'm healed and I'm healthy and I feel good again. So there may be many moments where even in relationships or jobs, you know, you might say to yourself, I had it all. I had this great job and I lost my job. I lost my wife. I lost my house and, you know, all these things. Well, there could have been a moment where you felt that those things were going to happen and then you rode that wave and you stayed on it, you know. But look at, like, I believe it was Donald Trump who had lost, like, did he lose his whole fortune? I don't know. I just remember he lost a lot of his money, but then he built that empire right back, you know. So, you know, like, you can get things back. It doesn't mean that, okay, well, now this is your life, you know, like, don't accept it. Don't accept it. Like Joe Dispenza did not accept the diagnosis of he'll never walk again. He didn't care what the doctor said. So don't care. Like, if you're you know, the person you want, if they're in another relationship and they say they can't stand you, they don't want to get back with you. No, you know what? They absolutely love you and they're coming back, and it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter what you see right now. It doesn't matter what they're saying. It doesn't matter if his social media or her social media, you know, has them looking like they're so happy to get. Doesn't matter. That's the state you're in right now, but it's not going to stay if you really stick with the story of, no, they're with me, they're happy, I'm chosen, I'm loved, I'm the priority, you know, everybody adores me, everybody wants to be with me, blah, 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 you know, all the affirmations that you want, and you truly believe it, then you will start to see evidence that maybe all of a sudden, boom, single, you know, they're single, and then all of a sudden you run into them and then they might message you and say, oh, it was so nice to see you. And then, you know, things start snowballing. The same thing with the health, you know, you might think, okay, there's no treatment for whatever ailment that you have. But if you stick with the version of you that is, no, I'm healthy and strong, they could end up having like some miracle kind of vitamin that came out that you just need to take this and then you're going to feel great, or some kind of new treatments, or, you know what I mean? Like, things will align, things will unfold in your 3D if you stay true to that story, you know. But it does manifest instantly, absolutely instantly. You just need to stick to that story. And if you haven't stuck to that story, you will see evidence around you. I promise you. Because I said the same thing with many things, like, this is not true. It is not working, because I have been trying to manifest whatever it was that I'm trying to manifest for a very long time. But then I realized, I caught my words, like, wait, what do you mean trying? There's nothing to try. I'm already all of it. So why am I trying? You know what I mean? So that's the thing. You're going to know when you're in that alignment, because you're going to start seeing all these things, and it's going to feel like, oh my God, like almost surreal, you know, when you start seeing everything coming into enlightenment in your life. So anyways, I hope that helps some of you. But yeah, everything is instant. It really is instant. And I really wish everybody just could stay on that path, including myself, so we can all get what we want. But yeah, write in the comment box down below if you've had any success stories, or, you know, what it is that you want to see in your 3D, but write it as I am, or I have. Sorry. I am or I have, write it down, write it below. Let's put that energy out there, you know, like just declare it and put it below, declare it. And if you like this video, well, if you could like it, if you haven't subscribed, welcome to the channel. I would love to have you as a new subscriber. And if you want to share it, go ahead and share it. Anyways, I love you all. I'll see you in the next video.